Las Vegas, neon oasis, city of dreams. Millions flock to its casinos, lured by the promise of fortune. They come seeking excitement, escape, a taste of the high life, but beneath the glittering facade lurks a darker reality, a world of scams, traps, and lurking dangers. For every lucky winner, countless others fall prey to the city's hidden predators. This is the story of Las Vegas's underbelly, a cautionary tale for those seduced by its shimmering allure. Las Vegas thrives on illusion. It's a place where fortunes are won and lost in the blink of an eye, where strangers become friends over clinking glasses and the spin of a roulette wheel. But not all is as it seems. Behind the dazzling lights and the clinking cocktails, a darker side of Vegas operates. It preys on the naive, the vulnerable, those blinded by the promise of easy money. This is the Vegas the brochures don't show you, a world of deception and danger lurking just off the strip. This is not a tale of caution, but a call to awareness. We'll journey into the heart of Vegas's scams, exploring the tactics used to lure unsuspecting tourists. We'll venture beyond the strip's bright lights, into the forgotten corners where danger festers. And we'll hear the stories of those who fell victim to Vegas's dark side, their experiences serving as a stark reminder. In a city built on illusion, staying safe requires a keen eye and a healthy dose of skepticism. Welcome to the underbelly of Vegas, where the stakes are high and the losses can be devastating. The Las Vegas Strip, with its towering casinos and dazzling lights, is an immersive experience. It's designed to captivate, to distract, to make you forget the world outside its neon embrace. This sensory overload serves a purpose. It lowers your guard, making you more susceptible to the scams lurking in the shadows. The Strip is a stage, and you, the visitor, are part of the performance. But not everyone is playing by the rules. One of the most common scams targets those seeking companionship. Attractive individuals, often working in pairs, will approach tourists, engaging them in friendly conversation. They'll offer to buy you a drink, share stories, and make you feel like you've found a genuine connection in the heart of the city. But their motives are far from innocent. These con artists are experts at building trust, only to exploit it for their own gain. They'll lure you away from the crowded casinos, leading you to secluded bars or even your hotel room, where they'll rob you blind while you're distracted. Another tactic preys on the gambler's inherent desire for an edge. Individuals claiming to have inside information, hot tips on winning slot machines or rigged card games will approach you with promises of easy money. They'll offer to share their secrets for a price, of course, but these tips are worthless, fabricated to swindle you out of your cash. Remember, in Vegas, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The house always wins, and anyone claiming otherwise is likely trying to scam you. Pickpocketing, a timeless art of deception, thrives in the crowded casinos and bustling streets of Las Vegas. These skilled thieves operate with stealth, their nimble fingers working unnoticed amidst the throngs of tourists. They target those distracted by the sights and sounds of the city, their attention focused on the flashing lights and the allure of the gaming tables. A bump in the crowd, a moment of distraction, and your wallet could vanish without a trace. The three-card Monte, a classic street hustle, is another common sight in Vegas. The dealer, often charismatic and engaging, shuffles three cards, challenging you to track the money card as it's moved between them. The game appears simple, but it's a carefully choreographed illusion. Accomplices, posing as fellow players, will win convincingly, enticing you to join in, but the game is rigged and you're destined to lose. The dealer's sleight of hand ensures the money card is never where you think it is, leaving you empty-handed and frustrated. Even seemingly harmless interactions can be fraught with risk. Be cautious of friendly locals offering to take your picture, especially near popular landmarks. They may abscond with your phone or camera, leaving you stranded and without your valuables. Remember, in a city where everyone is vying for your attention, trust your instincts and be wary of unsolicited offers of help or engagement. The best way to avoid becoming a victim of pickpocketing or street scams is to stay vigilant, secure your belongings, and be skeptical of anyone who seems overly eager to interact with you. Beyond the glitz and glamour of the Strip, a darker side of Vegas exists. Away from the neon lights and the watchful eyes of casino security, danger lurks in the city's forgotten corners. Dusty parking lots, dimly lit alleyways, and abandoned buildings become breeding grounds for criminal activity, places where scams escalate into violence, and the consequences can be dire. One such scam involves street dice games, often set up in secluded parking lots or behind abandoned buildings. The organizers, usually groups of individuals working together, will lure unsuspecting tourists with promises of easy money. They'll boast about their system for winning, enticing you to join in with small bets that gradually increase as the game progresses. But the dice are loaded, the game is rigged, and you're being set up for a fall. As the stakes rise, the atmosphere becomes tense. The organizers become more aggressive, using intimidation and threats to pressure you into betting more than you can afford. If you try to back out, claiming foul play, the situation can quickly escalate into violence. These scams often involve physical assault and robbery, leaving victims traumatized and stripped of their valuables. Remember, if you find yourself in a situation that feels uncomfortable or unsafe, trust your instincts and leave immediately. Don't let the promise of easy money cloud your judgment. Timeshare presentations, often disguised as free gifts or complimentary show tickets, are a notorious trap for unsuspecting tourists in Las Vegas. These high-pressure sales pitches, designed to wear you down with promises of luxurious vacations and incredible savings, can quickly turn into a nightmare. You'll be ushered into a lavish presentation room, plied with free drinks and snacks, and subjected to a relentless barrage of sales tactics designed to break down your resistance. The presenters, skilled manipulators trained in the art of persuasion, will paint a picture of a dream vacation lifestyle, all for a seemingly reasonable price. They'll downplay the long-term costs, gloss over the restrictive terms and conditions, and pressure you into making a snap decision. But the reality of timeshare ownership is often far different from the rosy picture painted during these presentations. Hidden fees, inflexible scheduling, and the difficulty of reselling timeshares can quickly turn your dream vacation into a financial burden. If you find yourself trapped in a timeshare presentation, remember, you are under no obligation to buy. Don't be swayed by high-pressure tactics or emotional appeals. Ask detailed questions, read the fine print carefully, and don't be afraid to walk away if you feel pressured or uncomfortable. The best way to avoid timeshare scams altogether is to be wary of any offer that sounds too good to be true. Remember, there's no such thing as a free lunch, especially in Las Vegas. Venturing beyond the Strip's carefully curated facade reveals a different side of Las Vegas. Residential neighborhoods struggling with poverty and crime stand in stark contrast to the opulent casinos and luxurious resorts. These areas, often overlooked by tourists, offer a glimpse into the real lives of those who live and work in the shadows of the city's dazzling entertainment district. While these neighborhoods are not inherently dangerous, they do present a different set of challenges for visitors. Petty theft, drug dealing, and gang activity are realities in these areas, and tourists venturing into these neighborhoods, often seeking cheaper accommodation or alternative experiences, can become targets for crime. It's essential to be aware of your surroundings, avoid walking alone at night, and be cautious about displaying valuables or large amounts of cash. Remember, these neighborhoods are not tourist attractions. They are communities where people live, work, and struggle with the same challenges faced by residents of any city. Treat these areas with respect, avoid drawing unnecessary attention to yourself, and be mindful of the fact that your presence as a tourist can be perceived as intrusive or exploitative. If you choose to venture beyond the Strip, do so with caution, respect, and a willingness to engage with the city's diverse communities on their own terms. The allure of Las Vegas, with its promise of excitement and escape, can cloud judgment and lead to risky behavior. Alcohol flows freely in the casinos, lowering inhibitions and making tourists more vulnerable to scams and exploitation. The city's permissive atmosphere, where anything goes, can create a false sense of security, leading some to take risks they wouldn't consider elsewhere. This heightened sense of freedom, coupled with the anonymity of being in a new environment, can lead to dangerous encounters. Tourists, especially those traveling alone, can become targets for sexual predators operating in the city's bars, nightclubs, and even within the casinos themselves. These predators often use charm and deception to gain trust, exploiting the vulnerability of those seeking companionship or adventure. It's crucial to be aware of your surroundings, especially when consuming alcohol. Never leave your drink unattended, be cautious about accepting drinks from strangers, and avoid going off alone with someone you've just met. If you're traveling solo, let someone know your whereabouts and check in regularly. Remember, your safety is your responsibility. Don't let the excitement of Las Vegas cloud your judgment or lead you into potentially dangerous situations. Las Vegas, with its promise of quick riches, attracts individuals from all walks of life, including those facing financial hardship, addiction, and other personal struggles. This desperation can make people vulnerable to exploitation, leading them into dangerous situations in the hopes of turning their luck around. The city's dark side preys on these vulnerabilities, offering false promises of salvation that often lead to further ruin. Loan sharks operating in the shadows of the casinos target those who have lost heavily at the gambling tables, offering quick cash with exorbitant interest rates and brutal consequences for non-payment. These predatory lenders trap individuals in a cycle of debt, using intimidation and violence to collect their dues. The desperation for a financial lifeline can lead people into a dangerous spiral, putting them at risk of physical harm and financial ruin. The presence of prostitution, both legal and illegal, in Las Vegas attracts individuals seeking to exploit vulnerable women and men. Sex trafficking, a horrific reality in the city, preys on those facing poverty, addiction, and lack of opportunity, forcing them into a world of exploitation and abuse. The dark side of Vegas thrives on this desperation, profiting from the exploitation of those who are most vulnerable. The stories of those who have fallen victim to Las Vegas's dark side serve as stark reminders of the real dangers lurking beneath the city's glittering facade. John, a tourist from the Midwest, was lured into a backroom dice game with promises of easy money. He ended up beaten and robbed, losing his life savings and suffering lasting psychological trauma. His story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of trusting strangers and succumbing to the allure of quick riches. Sarah, a young woman struggling with addiction, was approached by a seemingly friendly individual who offered her a chance to make some quick cash. She was lured into a world of prostitution, trapped in a cycle of exploitation and abuse. Her story highlights the vulnerability of those facing personal struggles and the ruthless tactics employed by those who prey on the desperate. These are just two examples of the countless stories of individuals who have been victimized by the dark side of Las Vegas. Their experiences serve as a reminder that behind the city's dazzling facade lies a world of scams, exploitation, and danger. It's a world where trust is easily broken and the consequences can be devastating. Staying safe in Las Vegas requires awareness, vigilance, and a healthy dose of skepticism. Remember, the city thrives on illusion and not everyone is playing by the rules. Be wary of unsolicited offers of help, trust your instincts, and avoid situations that feel uncomfortable or unsafe. The following tips can help you navigate the neon labyrinth and avoid becoming a victim of Las Vegas's dark side. Stick to well-lit and populated areas, especially at night. Avoid walking alone in deserted streets or parking lots, and be aware of your surroundings. Secure your belongings, keep your valuables out of sight, and be cautious about displaying large amounts of cash. Don't trust strangers who approach you with offers of easy money, hot tips, or other schemes that sound too good to be true. Remember, if something feels off, it probably is. Trust your instincts and walk away. Be cautious about consuming alcohol, as it can impair your judgment and make you more vulnerable to scams and exploitation. Never leave your drink unattended, be wary of accepting drinks from strangers, and avoid going off alone with someone you've just met. If you're gambling, set a budget and stick to it. Don't chase losses, and be aware that the house always has an edge. Be cautious about sharing personal information with strangers, and never give out your credit card details or other sensitive information. Las Vegas, with its allure of excitement and escape, offers a unique experience for visitors from around the world. But it's crucial to remember that behind the glitz and glamour lies a darker reality, one that demands awareness and responsibility from both visitors and the city itself. Tourists must be vigilant, informed, and cautious, while the city has a duty to address the systemic issues that contribute to scams, exploitation, and crime. Law enforcement agencies, city officials, and community organizations must work together to combat the predatory practices that target vulnerable individuals. Increased police presence in high-risk areas, stricter regulations on businesses that exploit tourists, and support services for those struggling with addiction and homelessness are essential steps in making Las Vegas a safer and more equitable city. Ultimately, creating a safer and more responsible Las Vegas requires a collective effort. Tourists must be informed and vigilant, while the city must take proactive measures to address the root causes of crime and exploitation. By working together, we can ensure that the allure of Las Vegas doesn't come at the cost of safety and well-being. Let's strive to create a city where everyone can experience the excitement and wonder of Las Vegas without falling prey to its darker impulses.